Happy retirement, Jan.
Could you have picked a better year, Mrs. Nigolian, huh? To retire? The year of the new Iron Horse, Cal Ripken, 1995, played 2,130 straight games without missing one single game. What, ladies and gentlemen, could be more fitting than to honor a woman who once went 13 working days without a shopping personal day, who has also trained more men in their positions than Madonna. Yes, Mrs. Nigolian, this is your life. Such that it is. It would seem appropriate that on this evening we take just a few moments and tell you a little bit about Mrs. Nigolian. There were some on the organizing committee who thought that we should spend this evening talking about our guest of honor's great works and deeds, but there were others that thought we should have more substance in the program. So we felt that perhaps a brief review of her life was in order. Janette Nigolian was born on March 25th,
Never mind.
I can report to you it was AD, however. Her parents, Leland and Marjorie Adsett, taught her the basic values of life: honesty, integrity, the hard day's work for a hard day's pay. Those of us who are parents know that even we give it our best shot, and sometimes it doesn't turn out that way. She graduated from high school in 1946 and worked for a while at Norwich Pharmaceuticals. This is the best part. Honestly. It had to be some sort of affirmative action type program back then. From CCBI, okay, in Syracuse. Now, I want you to think about this for a second, okay? We got her after she was trained. Can you imagine those guys in Normanville coming? Miss Ansett, it's come to our attention, we sent out $100,000 of Pepto-Bismol with X-Lax labels. Oh, they'll never know. Enough foolishness. As you know, she has been, she has led drama to our lives, and who better to talk about drama in her life than Mr. Rick Thormelon. Start us off.
Thank you, Bruce. When I walked in this morning, yeah, I've been here all day. Bruce says to me, "You're speaking first." I said I didn't even know I was speaking. So I did jot a couple notes down. Now, you said that Jan graduated in 1946?
That's correct.
I was born in 1946. I knew we had something in common. I think it's really interesting to note that we have a new principal at the high school, and Dave, I don't want you to take this personally that you come on board and Jan has retired. Okay? Really, that's not what did it. Anybody that served 2 terms with Joe Martinelli Joe, you didn't hear that one? Talking to his good ear next time. Strange grows. Now, my father was a superintendent of schools, and he told me when I went out in the education field, there were 2 people you have to meet when you're climbing the educational ladder. The first one is the superintendent of buildings and grounds, and I made sure I was very close to Bud and Tim. But the next one is the head secretary in the school. And believe me, when I came to Sherburne Earlville, the first person I met was Jan Nigolian. Jan had a way of, shall we say, commandeering young men to the
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. Oh, honey, come into my office. Was usually the phrase. I came along with Don Raybeck, okay, and we were summarily ushered into her office, and we met the secretary. Following me were people like Bruce E. Rath, Pete Flysick, Mike Drehos, Gary Weeks, Scott Walrath. Your latest one is Al Irwin. You know, it's almost like a pimp with a harem. Unbelievable. But Jan was also a theatrical mother. Running the drama club, I had 2 of her daughters in drama club, Kathy and Karen. We won't go into some of those stories, but I do want to talk about one fateful night when Jan and I chaperoned a trip up to Niagara Falls. And see, I mentioned several of these guys that, kind of fell into Jan's harem, but I think I've got one thing over all of you. Okay, I really do. Jan's giggling because she's the one that reminded me of the story the other day, as a matter of fact. Okay? We were in Niagara Falls, and we did have a little bit of trouble. I think it made it to the newspapers, if I'm not mistaken. But we did have a little bit of trouble. And how many of you guys can say that you were in Jan's bedroom at 2 in the morning on her bed? Anybody here can say that? See, guys, I've got it all over again. Because I was in Jan's bedroom making phone calls at 2 in the morning, sitting on Jan's bed.
Joe just didn't hear the question.
And he didn't hear your question either. Okay? Jan, in a moment of seriousness, which there won't be many tonight, okay? From all of us here, we love you deeply, and we really appreciate all the help you've given us through the years. Thank you.
Mrs. Nigolian, I did not make this stuff up. She attended Syracuse University part-time and took accounting courses there. I'm not making this up. Well, I too took a little accounting when I was in college, but nothing, believe me, nothing prepared me for the Janette Nigolian system of accounting. I came here as a young member of her harem, and ran out of my budget items in approximately a week and a half. And then went to Mr. Funk and asked him, since I had no more money in my equipment budget, if I could have a little more. And he, of course, said, "Fat chance." I said, "Mr. Funk, would you mind if I appealed your decision to the higher court?" He said, "You can go anywhere you want." Now he's thinking that I'm going to Dick Legault. I'm going to Mrs. Nigolian. 2 days later, I got my money. I said, and I hear it going on. Doors closed. "Oh, for God's sakes, give the boy the money." Enough of this foolishness. Back to the historical events. Janette Nigolian met her Armenian fiancé, George Nigolian, on St. Patrick's Day of 1947. They were married on December 28th of 1950. December 28th. Is that for income tax purposes? She must have fell in love with the uniform because George was in the service at the time. They traveled all over the place. But the interesting story, which I have to tell you, is about their honeymoon. Remember now, I did not make this stuff up. Okay? The truth is better than fiction. She and George went on their honeymoon to Lake Placid. Am I right on this?
Yes.
Okay. They took a train to Lake Placid. Okay. Janette and George are dressed to the nines when they get on the train, right? Then discover that this is a ski train and they're the only ones dressed like this. Okay? From that day, she vowed never to overdress again. It's kept her commitment to this day. Right, Mrs. Nigolian? You people know this is true stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, who would know better about Mrs. Nigolian than those who worked for her? Let's start with Mr. Frederick Funk.
You can't even get that right. On Joe Martinelli's retirement, I gave him a kiss before I got up and said a few words. That was because I wanted some protection. Mrs. Nigolian I kissed because I have some affection. What is in the back? Funny as it is, that's how she would handle it. I have been Jan Nigolian's secretary. I don't need him. I've been Jan Nigolian's secretary for 14 years. Therefore, I can speak with some authority on how we work together. Using the phone was one of her inadequate skills. Oh, hold it, we have a call coming in. Hello, Jan Nigolian, Sherburne Local High School, Mr. Funk's office. Transfer your call? Oh, sure, I'll transfer your call. Are you connected yet? Said to me one time, she said, we're having the phone company come up and tell us how to, a little bit about phone etiquette. Right? Yeah, get up. It has never worked. She said, I'll show you. High school, Mr. Martinelli's office. Oh, no, no. Mr. Lee Master's office. Mr. Funk's office. No, no, it's not right either. It's my pal's office. No, no, no. Oh, it's Mr. Santora's office. No, no. It's Mr. Martinelli. But that's not half of it. Phone used to ring. Joe Martinelli would call me when he was superintendent, right? Mr. Nigolian's office, Mr. Funk speaking. He'd say, where the hell is she? I'd say to him, you didn't know? What you were hiding? Upstairs, but you still didn't have it, right? You didn't know where she is. You didn't know where she was. Couple more things on the phone, right? High school, Mrs. Nigolian's office, Mr. Funk speaking. Oh, hi, Karen. No, she's out someplace. Right. I'll give her the message, right? You want her to call her, right? Okay, fine, thank you. High school, Mr. Funk's office, Mr. Nigolian's office, Mr. Funk speaking. Oh, hi, Kathy. How you doing? No, she's out someplace. Go on and drink her wherever it is. No, I'll give you the message, right? Okay. We'll split. We'll the other stuff, yeah. Hi, Walter. How you doing? Bridge game is wearing right too. Who's not going to show up? Hi, Karen, how's it going? Sharon, how's it going there? Coffee's going to be when next Friday? Cancel at her house, but it's going to be next Friday? Yeah, that's okay. Fine. That sounds good. Mrs. Nigolian was right up my alley. When I showed up for work my first day, I got there a little early, trying, new broom, sweeps clean, all that crap. I showed up about 6:30, 6:45. Got in the office, looked around, it was very nice, No one was there. I see a car, if you want to call it that. Pull up in front of the school. Now, I expected 17 clowns to get out of the car. Because not one door was the same color. I said, Jesus Christ, who is this coming into this school? Out comes this statuesque, handsome woman, dressed to the nines, coming right down the floor. I said, that has to be my secretary. I said, that is going to be beautiful, because if a broad like that can dress like that and get out of a car like that, she is all right with me. And as it turns out, she was, because she put me right in my place. It wasn't 6 months a year we were in the job. And we were trying to be professional, excuse the pun, right, about what we were doing, right? One day she's walking down the hall, has a handful of books. She's coming down the hall, I don't know where she's going. I said, listen, Nigolian, what are you doing with those books? Give me the books. So I took the books from her, and we're walking down the hall together. And I said, this is, as Bruce said, this is a true story. I said, why didn't you get some schnook kid to carry these books? She said, I did. Very fast. I thought this couldn't possibly be a roast because we couldn't build a fire that goddamn big. One other thing, to tell you how Mrs. Nigolian and I wended through 14 years of pleasurable working relationship. One of the wizards on the Board of Education said one day to another, wizard was also on the Board of Education. I hear nothing but laughter come from that office. And I think, to me, that was a compliment. Because we did get through our daily chores and always had time to laugh even when it hit the fan. Which wasn't often. I think that's about it, Mrs. Nigolian, but I have one more thing to say.
Oh, be kind.
In the old vernacular, this will knock your socks off. It is a quote, not by me, because I don't have the brilliance of this man. It is a quote by Shakespeare, and it means very much to me the importance of our relationship. To me, fair friend, you never can be old. For as you were when first your eye I eyed, such seems beauty still.
City boy out of that boy, okay? And I just would love to have seen the picture of the bib overalls you bought for him to pick eggs with. Is that a true story, too? Yes. Did you shop for them at the same place that you shop for your clothes? Just was kind of curious. So, George and Jan produced 4 lovely children, which are here this evening, and I'd like to introduce them to you. Roger, Nigolian. Please stand. Kathy McDaniel. Karen Nigolian Cox. Please stand. And Mark Nigolian. Genetics is an amazing science, isn't it? We started with Joe. We'll bring Joe near the end. But before we do so, while he makes his way to the front, let's practice that drum roll one more time. We're going to need that. You ready? Hit it. We'll work the drum roll while Joe makes his way to the front. Hit it. One more time.
I never saw a group of administrators get suckered into something.
You notice I haven't done it right yet.
Jan, I'm not part of the roast. I'm here to be kind. Oh, let me tell you what now. That telephone bit.
You identified it.
When I went back this past year, I thought my private line was 7311. No way. The only difference between Fred and my experience was that Jan and I have a problem. We're both hard of hearing. Jan's down the other end of the room by the counter. I'm in the office. I get a call. Jan, the call's for you! I'm coming! That's it. Very true story, believe me. We started together. And I guess, for all intents and purposes, we ended together. When I started in 1970 with Jan, I must say she was indeed an emerging secretary. All of these wonderful attributes that you expect in a secretary were there. And I saw her growing into that particular position. And then I had to leave. While I was superintendent, I heard that Jan was continually emerging into the position. I had no idea how far she had emerged until I went back. Now, I not only found her to be a secretary, I found her to be a negotiator, an arbitrator, a compromiser, a caretaker, a counselor, a social director, a juggler. You think Fred Funk was fooling about that budget? She came into the office and said to me, "We need to do this." And I said, "Jane, there's no money. I'm looking at the budget sheet, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. She said, "Well, transfer." Transfer where? Transfer what? She said, "Oh, I'll take care of it." I looked for 10 days for that cookie jar because I couldn't find it in the budget. There's no way. But she did find it. I still don't know the answer, Jen. Don't ever tell me. I have loved every minute working with Jen. I have watched her work with all of the people in my building. I was there, and I saw happy faces. Sometimes I saw sad faces go into her office, but I then saw happy faces come out. Or she would open that door between the office and she would walk in and say, "You know, maybe it'd be nice if you would talk too." I don't know how many people that work in that building realized how often that happened. And it happened frequently. She's a people person. I have never seen this woman lose her temper. I've never seen her angry. I've always seen her concern. And that was the beauty of working with this woman. Jan, I'll always think of you this way. A falling star took you, embraced you, and then let you allow your fingertips to let all the little bright lights hit every one of us that's here and about us. Jan, we will forever love your glowing light. Thank you.
Please. From the Home Office in Sioux City, Iowa, the top 10 reasons why Mrs. Nigolian must retire. Drum roll. Number 10. The Albany bureaucracy has finally produced the results of her 1950 civil service test. Number 9. Mr. Bensley has instituted a no napping on the job policy. Number 8. Now that Mr. Walrus' eyesight is fixed, he's no longer being nice to her. Inside. Number 7. Programming the new electronic phone system requires an intimate knowledge of the alphabet. Number 6. School officials are considering a dress code which requires matching shoes. Number 5. The school lunch program no longer provides a bib with each meal. Number 4. Personal days are no longer allowed for shopping. Number 3. The school nurse does not accept Medicare patients. Number 2. White wine is no longer served in the school cafeteria. And number 1, speaking to Joe Martinelli's concern, Sherman-Oroville purchase orders are no longer accepted at the pink door. From Sioux City, Iowa, ladies and gentlemen, we can tell you much more about her life, but pictures, yes, pictures, speak louder than words. May I have the lights, please? separate gifts. The first gift we got was 10 minutes of free shopping at your favorite store. We had a lot of money left over because when we found out it was the Salvation Army, we do have that one. Secondly, it just seems, I watch a lot of people retire, and it just seems that oftentimes they go and start a second career that's totally and completely unrelated to the first. And we thought that just in case you chose to do the same, that we got you a certificate. Now this is good for a free secretarial course at the Norwich Bow Season. So that's that one. And we also got you this, Mrs. Nigolian, and we'd like you to open it.
Thank you.
You did say that Andy Warhol was your favorite artist. Yes, I wrapped it myself. It was all afternoon getting the ribbon just right.
Oh!
Mrs. Nigolian, we love you.
I have to explain this.
It's your turn.
Who can follow this? Now I ask you, but I do have to explain this, and then I thought I should probably have a 45-minute speech with cue cards. But this is a painting by Margaret Parlour, who used to work at Sherburne-Rollville School. And I saw it at a show of hers in Vermont and coveted it right away. So I am very, very pleased to have this. It means a great deal to me. First of all, I have to tell you, this has been probably the most wonderful evening of my life. It ranks right up there with marriage and probably a funeral. To see all of you here and to go through Mr. Erath's remarks, which I thought I did with elegant poise. He and Fred Funk had been waiting for years to tell those telephone stories. And I have to say, I think some of it's quite true. I am glad I've attained the age where it's more blessed to receive than it is to give. Because I certainly have received tonight. I'm leaving a vital part of my life behind. My years at SE provided me with a pleasant surroundings, challenging duties, wonderful friends and co-workers, and last but not least, a dazzling array of men to train. Time to move on. And this fact was probably pointed out to me about, maybe 6 months ago, when one of the gentlemen working on the renovation of the building, who really didn't know me very well, I thought, paid me what he thought was the ultimate compliment when he referred to me as an old war horse. Right then I knew it was time for the page. And so it is with an overflowing heart that I say to you, you have given me a treasure trove of memories to draw upon. When I sit on the porch of that little old lady's home down the street, sometimes